All right, here we are with number 5. Now I actually kind of like number 5. So my 6-digit passcode for internet banking is made up of my house number, followed by half of my house number minus 1, followed by double my house number plus 1. All 6 digits are different, and they tell us the first number of the passcode is 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Our first digit is 2. And there's a process here, so we have the number over 2 minus 1, and then we have 2 times the number plus 1. Okay, and this is all just to help you visualize. Now the key to this problem, all digits must be different. Do you have to write that out again? No, but this is the most important part. Number line it excessively, whatever the case. This is easily the most important part to remember for the problem because it's the most difficult, or it's the easiest to forget. All right, so what I'm going to recommend you do here, it's just guess and check. So we could start with the first digit after the first digit after the first digit. We could start with the second digit being 0, and let's follow what that looks like. So let's say the house number is 20, right? So if we did 20 divided by 2 would be 10 minus 1 is 9. Then we did 20 times 2 is 40. 40 plus 1 is 41. And that leaves us with a blank here. So that can't be it, because again, it needs to be the 6 digits. All right, let's look at 1. What happens if we plug in 1? Well, if we plug in 1, we're going to wind up getting a decimal, and it says nothing about there being decimals. So that's some information actually for us. So we know that we can't have an odd number here. So we're only going to be checking odd numbers going forward. Or I'm sorry, we're only going to be checking even numbers going forward. Now what's the problem with plugging into 2? That breaks all digits must be different. So now we don't even have to try 2 there, so that's nice. So now we don't have to try 1, we don't have to try 2, we don't have to try 3, or 5, or 7, or 9. All right, so let's see what happens if we plug in 4. All right, so we plug in 4. 24 divided by 2 is 12, minus 1 is 11. And that breaks our rule again, because all digits must be different. Don't have to do 5, let's try 6. 26 divided by 2 is 13. 13 minus 1 is 12. 1, 2. There it is again, because the 2's. All right, so our last hope here really is 28. So let's see what happens if we plug in 28. If we do 28, 28 divided by 2 is 14. 14 minus 1 is 13. 28 times 2 is 56. 56 plus 1 is 57. This all checks out, and that's our answer. 2, 8, 1, 3, 5, 7. Now if you showed the work to some degree, you would have gotten, you would have gotten full credit. You would have gotten 1 point if whatever number you came up with followed this pattern, even if it wasn't correct. So if you had 20 or 24 for example, and it was the 24 and the 12, and I guess this would have been 49. If you had that, you still would have gotten a point for this, just because you followed the pattern. You just forgot about the fact that all the digits had to be different. But that was number 5.